Hey guys, it's Sam from the Cybermen here. We are back with a special box opening. As you know, because of coronavirus, Bandai has said that Draft Box 5 can be distributed as soon as stores get it. So I have my case here, as well as some other goodies. It was mail day today. I got a 9.5 signed freezer in the mail, which was pretty nice. You can see it there. And now let's go with open the case. Handy, trusty Bowie knife. Alright, beautiful. Let's go with box number 1. Alright, let's look it up. Let's get going. Box number 1, opening now. Draft Box 5, Divine Multiverse. As we know, there are some new card types in here, including the DAR. Alright, first box. So, with each box you get, similar to Draft Box 4, a set of 4 leaders. They're all the same leader. It is Zeno. On the unawakened side, it's critical, and this card is also treated as blue, green, and yellow. If it's your turn, your opponent's back is facing up, this card gets plus 5,000 power. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 2 cards and flip this card over. Doesn't draw on this side. It's a red card, and it obviously gets the other colors through the permanent. On the awakened side, it still has the permanent that it's treated as the other colors, and when it attacks, draw 1 card. So it is exactly the same as the Vegeta in Draft Box 4, except it's a red god rather than a blue Saiyan. So that can, change things, being able to use the Hellas super combo. I don't see it being played outside of draft play though. Alright, let's go with pack number 1. This first box, I'll go through each card and then I'll start just skipping through. So, Gigantic Crusher Bergamo, Kato Pesla. So this is a really cool chain. You go up the chain to a really strong card. I also really like the look of them. Freezer, Double-Edged Sword. So this guy is going to enable the 7-drop top Freezer and make him much more viable. Expect to see this played in Surge Coup and outside of draft for sure. So this is the start of the Kato Pesla chain. Counter attack. And the first rare is Topo Justin's Forsaken. Triple striker there. Here's a crazy card. So this card is going to make Invoker insane. This is a 3-drop counter attack with Invoker. It's a 1 red-blue energy. Negate the attack, draw 2 cards, then choose up to one of your opponent's cards and return it to its owner's hand. So much value for 1 energy. It's almost broken, this card. Go through quickly here. Lavender. Can't wait to play the doggies again. I'm going to try and make this deck. Here's our first SR, Dispo, Sonic Subversion. Return this card to its owner's hand, then choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. When your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, choose that card and return it to the owner's hand. So it's just kind of like a nice little counterplay type card, obviously once it's in the battle area. When this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO, draw 1 card. So you've got value on that. If your opponent removes it so they can play something, you get to draw. The sisters, or not necessarily sisters, but the Saiyans from Universe 6. Here's a rare, not even a scratch. This is actually a really good card in black, or in any color, but in black prominently. negate the attack for 1 energy, and then when it's in your drop area, you can tap 1, send this card to your warp and draw 1 card. Really good in Boo, so that you can drop this and it's not a waste of a card. Drop that with your leader, I should say. New skill list. This 1-drop skill list stuff is actually looking pretty fun. Another red Duran rare from the last draft box to this one. Duran the All-Seeing. It's a double striker. When your opponent plays a battle card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 1000 power for the turn. That's a once per turn auto. When one of your opponent's cards attacks, you may choose that card and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. It's actually pretty strong. You can neg the leader when it attacks. It's not once per turn, the second auto. I haven't read this card before and I really like it. So we're getting all the Universe 2 Maiden support. It's going to be very strong in this set. Enraged Eminence Vegeta. This is a 3-cost black battle card. When you play it, you can choose 3 black battle cards with energy cost between 3 and 7 in your drop and place them at the bottom of your deck. And it gains critical and dual attack. I don't see it being played unless Mill is a real big problem. It's probably not the best. I mean, 3 energy for a critical dual attack is really good in draft, but maybe not in constructed. And this is our first DAR. It's the Universe 5 DAR. This is the Warp Energy, I've heard it called, and I think that's a really good idea. The foiling's really nice. It's not textured, which I thought it might be, which is sad, but it is very nice. Very good. It's a rare in this pack, Ultrasonic Exchange. It's a 2-drop red counterplay. If the battle card your opponent is playing has 20,000 power or less, your opponent may place that battle card in their drop area instead of playing it. If they don't, they choose one of their battle cards and place it in its own drop area. So they're either keeping their card they're playing safe and getting rid of one of the battle cards they have out, or just getting rid of it. I feel like this is just a worse Denial of Hope, although it is only 1 red specified. I don't think you'll see play in constructed. Oof, this is one of the really nice looking SRs in this set. Whether it's useful in constructed or not is another story. This is support for Vegito from the red Vegito leader that makes all Goku and Vegeta in your energy multicolor. So that's actually decent for that. It comes out for free if you have at least one mono red, mono blue, mono green and mono yellow card in your drop area and you have 4 or more energy, play this card. It can't evolve into Victory Strike, which is smart. It's got a permanent, cannot evolve into other cards, which is very smart game design. And if you tap 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green and 1 yellow after this card attacks, you switch it to active mode. It gains critical, double strike and dual attack for the turn, which is actually really strong. Especially if since you can do it on turn 4. Very strong card. Maybe with the support we're going to get in the anniversary box for Vegito, we can start seeing it be played, which has been a dream of many people. Piccolo Namekian Fortification is a 1-drop red. When this card attacks, choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand, and it gets switched to active mode and gains 10,000 power. So it's a 15k attack, similar to other Self-Awakens. It can't attack again once it's attacked once. But what you can do with this is you can use this in the Tournament of Power Gohan, attack with it, and then it's also a combo that you can combo with and draw a card, which is very useful. Universe 2 Assemble. That's a rare. Draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 Universe 2 card in your deck and place it in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. It's pretty strong for 1 energy. Draw a card and choose a card to place in your drop, which you can then play with the other skills. This is the second DAR of 3, Universe 10. So this is the other warp energy. This is the blue-green warp energy, I should say. It's also got a once per turn like the other one, and choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, then draw a card for 2 energy. I think these will more likely be played in energy than actually be played as battle cards, but we'll see. So we haven't seen any foils yet. Master Roshi, Max for Muscle. I love Roshi, so getting new Roshi cards is cool. It's a critical and a dual attack with barrier. 6 energy. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, place them at the bottom of their owner's decks, and at the end of your turn, draw a card. So this guy's drawing you a card every turn. It is 6 energy though. I don't see it being played outside of draft unless Ramp makes a comeback. But in draft, this is a very good card. That was 2 rares. This is new. 2 rares in a pack. Very strange. I mean, I haven't seen that before in any other set. So this is the Vegeta that's the counterpart to this Goku. We've seen the mat. We've seen the pictures. So, double strike, dual attack, 5 cost. You can tap 1 of each color energy, play this card from your hand, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and send it to its owner's wall. It's a dual attack, double strike, and when it attacks, you draw a card. So you're drawing 2 cards when you attack it. 4 energy, pretty good. This Vegito deck is looking like it could be a tasty kind of rogue deck to take to locals. Might have to do an article on that. Let's go through these. There's another 1-drop black. So we have 1-drop, 3-drop black. Sorry, a 3-drop black skillless in this set, and a 1-drop black skillless. So we can theoretically see skillless mono black decks pop up with the Goku leader. I don't think it's optimal, but it's still pretty cool. This is another rare, Amphibious Assault Comfrey. Permanent. Only 1 copy of this card can be played in your battle area. When all your opponent's energy is in rest mode, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it's a 1 cost 20k if you play it in a deck that taps energy down. It's actually pretty good on a turn 1. Your opponent plays a multicolor energy, and you can play this for 1 energy as a 20k beater. Pretty cool. I don't see it being played in that many decks, but it's still good. Through to the back here. Still no foil commons or uncommons. Internal Energy Shift. It's a counter attack. Negate the attack, then your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it's a battle card, choose up to 1 of your battle cards and up to 1 of your energy and switch them to active mode. So it's pretty strong, especially in a deck like Hirudegarn, where you can place cards on top of your opponent's deck. This could be a very good card. Go. Viara, Everlasting Assault. This is a rare. This is one of the cards that has been errated pre-release. When this card is placed in the drop area from the battle area or combo area, it is placed at the bottom of its owner's deck instead. They've errated that to when it leaves the battle area, just in case someone warps the card or you warp the card and you can reuse it. And then it's got to activate main / battle, choose 1 of your black battle cards with an energy cost of 4, send it to its owner's warp, and then play this card from your drop area. So there's another card which is Anilaza, 5-drop SR I believe, that will go crazy in Boo. Hopefully we'll get that and I can talk about it. And this is the final DAR. That is a really nice looking card, I have to say. That's the best looking one out of the 3 that we've got, I think. So it's another warp energy. So we don't have any of the DARs that have interesting skills. This is a warp energy, and then it has an activate main as well. So this is our halfway point after this pack. halfway up the first box. Still no foil commons. Bergamo, Lupine, Predator. Triple attack, barrier, it's a 7 cost, but when all your opponent's energy is in rest mode, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 3. So it's a 4 cost, triple attack with barrier, and when you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, switch them to rest mode, then choose those cards can't be switched to active mode at the start of your next main phase. It's extremely good. If you're playing it in a deck that rests energy, which all these new dog treated dangers cards do, it can be very good. I think I could see this being played in a specific Universe 9 deck, but we'll see. Alright, straight to the back, still no foil commons. Pride Collective Kettle. When you play this card, draw 1 card. It's a 1-drop. Already a good card. If your leader card is red and you send this card from your drop area to warp, choose up to 2 of your 2 skillless battle cards with an energy cost of 1 from your deck and place them in the drop area. So this is support for the skillless archetype. Shay, one of the Cybermen, is going to make a deck with all the new 1-drop skillless stuff. So we will be showcasing that in some YouTube videos soon enough. Going through here. Foil common. No, it's not. 2 rares. Again. When you play this card, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 4,000 power for the turn. It's very interesting. Very interesting card. I mean, minus 4,000, it could be good, depending on the situation. It's a very situational card, but decent. Alright, Kato Pesla. Envoy of Justice. I love this card, man. It's so beautiful. Look at that rainbow. EX Evolve 1 for the Kato Pesla with 5 energy. It's a critical, double strike, dual attack, and it has barrier. And when you evolve into this card, you switch it to active mode. So the 5-drop has double strike, I believe. So you're going to attack with a double strike, pay 1 to evolve this, and then attack again twice. It's actually a pretty strong engine, and I can see people using it. I keep thinking they're 4 commons, but it's a rare. So this is obviously a new thing where we're getting 2 rares per pack. Sometimes. If your leader card is... so there's a 4-drop. You can pay 1 if your leader card is green and you have no battle cards in play. Play this card from your hand in the drop area, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. It's okay. I don't know. I feel like it's too situational to be useful. Heart Arrow of Love is a 1-drop activate battle. Choose 1 of your green leader cards or battle cards. It gets 10,000 power for the battle. Then if it's your turn, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO them. Another card that's good for draft. Again, 3 or less is okay. It's still not amazing. I don't see it being that popular. Straight through to the back, and we have... Wow, this card, I love this card. This card is going to bring the old Android leader back. Android 18 Never Ending Energy. It's a 3 cost with 1 specified blue. When you play this card, draw 2 cards. So, that's already pretty good. Like a 20k body, draw 2 cards. You're already paying, people are going crazy for paying 2 energy to draw 2 off the draft date from the last draft box. But this, the old Android deck, is a 2-drop, 20k draw 2, which is so strong. And I feel like people will bring it back just to play this card. Two-drop rare, Justice Crush. Counterplay. If your leader card has Universe in its special trait, if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it is played in rest mode with its skills negated for the duration of the turn. It's kind of like a cheaper Frost Deadly Poison, but it only hits 4 or less. Very specific, but I can see it being played. It is an option for Universe leaders that aren't that can't run Denial of Hope or things like that. It's not bad. I feel like we're not going to get any foils in this. That's not a foil either. Hasty Dispatch Dispo. Another 1-drop. This is really... the Universe 11 decks are getting a lot of support in this, which is cool. If there are no cards in your battle area and you send this card from your drop area to your WOP, choose up to 1 battle card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and play it with its skills negated for the duration of the turn. So this is just another way to get more Universe 11 bodies on the field for the Jiren leader. Very important. I think people will play that card. So we've only got 2 SRs and 3 DARs, and then we've got a bunch of rares. We've only got this pack and then 4 packs to go. Not looking good, to be honest. Anyway, let's keep going. Still no foils. This is a rare. This card is insane. Jiren, Survival of the Fittest. It's a counterplay. Play this card, draw 1 card, then cards in your hand can't be returned to your deck by your opponent's skills. So this is good against the Super Combo, Android 18, and other cards that put cards in your deck, Harudagan for example. And another rare. Anato, Gentle Supremacy. This is one of the few Universe 1 cards we have. As you know, Universe 1 wasn't part of the Tournament of Power, so we don't have that many characters from that universe. You can pay 1 to play this card. Choose 2 red cards in your hand and place them in your drop area. When you play this card, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less and with energy costs that add up to a total of 4 or less and KO them. When you KO 2 or more of your opponent's battle cards with this skill, draw 1 card. So essentially, assuming you KO 2, it's a drop 1 card from hand and KO some cards. For 1 energy, it could be good in a pinch, but I don't see it being used in Constructed too often. Still no foils, and still only 2 SRs. Shin, Noble Supremacy. It's a 1-drop, Supreme Kai. When you play this card, draw 1 card. If you have 3 or less energy, when you play this card, activate the skill. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or more until the start of your next main phase. This could be really good as a sideboard tech against decks that play big battle cards, Hachiyak and things like that. Still no foil common, but here is another SR, Pretty Black Hole. Counter attack, negate the attack, then you may choose 1 of your battle cards, negate its skills and place it in its owner's drop area. If you do, draw 1 card, then choose any number of your opponent's non-token battle cards with a total energy cost less than or equal to the energy cost of the card you placed in the drop area with this skill and KO them. That's very wordy. Obviously, it's removal. If you have a big battle card on the field, you can get rid of it to KO a lot of your opponent's board. It is a really nice looking card. I like that. SR and SPR negates are always nice extra cards in general. So that's 3. I feel like this is the dud box. I've heard that in every case, there's 1 box that comes with only 3 SRs. So let's see if that's the case. Still haven't seen any foil commons, which surprises me a lot. If so, that means they're going to be extremely difficult to get. I've just been getting 2 rares instead of foil commons. It's weird. Choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it's a battle card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. 3-drop. Zeum Lucky Air Raid. It's Universe 10. It's got a lot of activate mains, activate battle once per turn. I think the activate battle, if it's your opponent's turn, your opponent reveals the top card of the deck. If it's a non-battle card, choose up to 2 of your mono blue energy and switch them to active mode. That's pretty good. I feel like it's a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck with this card, so it won't be played, but it is decent tech, I guess. Hit the Revoker is a counterplay for 3 energy. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's energy and switch them to rest mode, then play this card. If you're energy rich and your opponent's energy poor, it's really good. Being able to tap 2 of your opponent's energy, like maybe when they play a 1-drop to draw a card to start their turn, can really stuff them up. And this is our last pack. No foil commons yet. I don't think this is going to be a change. And only 3 SRs. There is a foil uncommon. There you go, just state my words. The first One in the whole box, one foil uncommon. I'm pretty baffled at that. Row Brash Supremacy. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So it's a 2-drop 15k that when it attacks you can tap an energy or their battle card or their leader. I think that's pretty good. I was saying in a previous article that you could play this with, there's a tower that you can overwhelm in and untap a battle card with 15k or less, or a 2-drop, something like that. So you can attack twice with this if you use that card and tap down 2 energy. Could be very, very potent. And our last rare for the set, Rabrana Maiden Devotee. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and places them in the drop area. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, choose up to 1 green battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less in your drop area and play it with its skills negated for the turn. So this is like that one that puts cards in your battle area from Universe 2 that I was speaking about earlier. This is one of the guys that brings them out. Alright, that's the whole box. I'm very underwhelmed, to be honest with you, on the pulls. Especially, I mean, I'm a man of simple tastes, but I do enjoy a foil, common, uncommon, if I'm making a deck that I like. So it's unfortunate that they're so far very hard to come by. Let's hope that the rest of the boxes change my mind on that. But what I will do first is I have some Dragon Brawl or Universe. What is this one called again? Let's go. Booster Box 5, Draft Box 5 tournament packs. Let's open them up. So Bandai authorized stores to give these out for people buying the boxes, because obviously tournaments are not going ahead. So let's go through these. First one is Dr. Rota, Unknown Potential, Divine Multiverse stamped. It's a 1-drop blocker. When this card is KO'd, choose up to 1 of your blue energy and switch it to active mode. It's a very good card, I think, in a blue deck. Obviously, people can just choose to warp things or, get rid of them that way, but it's going to be hard to not KO this 1-drop, especially since it's a blocker, and then you can untap. It's pretty good. Second one. So I have 8 of these. Ribrianne Boundless Heart is a foil uncommon. Divine Multiverse stamped. It's a 4-drop. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So you got to remember that these guys are reduced by the, I think it's Jimzy in Tournament of Power. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So you can play these for cheaper, which is very good. Now let's look at the next one. Kale, Uncontrollable Rage. It's a critical dual attack with deflect for 4 energy, 20k. Ooh, another Universe 2 card. There's 2 there. So, Hermilla, Pinpoint Accuracy. It's a 1-drop. If you have a green battle card in play other than this card, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. Pretty good. Removal for 1 energy. Kato Pesla, Sonic Justice. I love all these cards. This dude's really fucking cool. EX Evolve with an energy cost, Kato Pesla with an energy cost of 1. So you go from the 1-drop to this guy to the 5-drop to the 6-drop. Dual attack with barrier. When an opponent's battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less attacks, negate the attack, then negate this skill for the duration of the turn. So it's a 1-cost auto to negate, if you do keep that on board. Majora Unseeing Aid. It's a 3-drop with deflect. Activate main once per turn. Choose up to 2 skillless battle cards with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area or warp and play them. So this is more skillless support. Fuwa, Strategic Supremacy. So this is a 1-drop. It's got to activate main. Choose 2 of your energy in active mode and add them to your hand. Then choose 2 cards in your hand and place them in your energy in rest mode. If you have something in your energy you really need, I guess it's good. I don't see it being played. And our last one, Roselle, Wings of Universe 9. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and switch it to rest mode. Up to 2, sorry. So you can switch 2 blockers to rest mode or something for 1 energy. It's pretty good. Alright. So I will go through all these cards at the end as well. 1 foil common. Can you believe it? Alright, next box. There is my Bowie knife. Zeno leader. Put that on top of Zeno there. Start on the left side again. So I'm going to go through these much more quickly now that we've seen a whole case. Still no foil common. Universe 2, set 9, Universe 9 Assemble, sorry. This is a great card actually. Activate main / battle, draw 2 cards for 2 energy. Already very good, especially if you're struggling on defense. If all of your opponent's energy is in rest mode, choose up to 1 Universe 9 card in your deck with an energy cost of 2 or less, play it, then shuffle your deck. So you're getting 3 cards essentially out of this, assuming your opponent's cards are all in rest. And you can use this to bring out the 1-drop, I'm going to say Lavender, but I might be wrong there, that KOs a battle card in rest mode. So you can do it mid-battle, draw 2 cards, play the Lavender, then KO the attacking card. Very strong. Ah, here we go, a foil uncommon. Pride Collective Cocotte. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Universe 11 card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, play it with its skills negated for the turn, then shuffle your deck. So you can play this in Jiren, but I think going 3 color is a bit much. Jiren, Survival of the Fittest. We saw this one at the last set, last box. So with this case, I'm not looking forward to trying to get play sets of SRs, that's for sure. Another Ultrasonic Exchange. Luckily, I have a lot more boxes coming. Hit the Revoker again. $118. It's good if I want to build that deck. There's an SR in this pack, that's for sure. Protector of the People. Fire out, that looks good. Counter attack. Negate the attack, then you may choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 of your leader cards. It gains the following effect for the turn. When this card is attacked by a battle card, it gets plus 5,000. So every time it gets attacked, it gets plus 5,000. This is crazy to use if your opponent plays wide board. It's so good. Another Viara. Oh, a foil Topo. I know Shay will be interested in this off me. It's a 2-drop counter attack, negate the attack and play this card. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. So this is very good for, again, keeping a Universe 11 body on board if you didn't have one already for your leader skill. Vegeta, we've seen that one already. Strength of Legends. Already this is looking a bit better. So we've got 2 SRs already. Sirloin, Maiden Supporter. This card is very strong. It's a 5-drop, but obviously it gets reduced with the other cards from Universe 2. When you play this card, choose up to 1 green battle card with in your hand with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. So you're already getting value on that value there. And it doesn't say original energy cost, so you could play a bigger card that is reduced by Jimsy. KO this card. When one of your opponent's cards attacks, your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the duration of the turn. So you got a Nimbus already, a Nimbus that's on board, you can KO it. And when this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, since you're KOing it, you can activate that skill. Choose up to one green battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less in your drop area, play it with its skills negated for the turn. Extremely valuable. This is going to be so good in the Maidens decks. Heart Arrow of Love, we've seen that already. Hit Deadly Vanguard. So this is like the Vegeta from the last set, but for blue. It's obviously, I feel like it's not as good as the Vegeta, but it's still good. I mean, it's a 3-drop in hand. It's your opponent's turn. If the battle card being played has an energy cost of 5 or less, it is returned to its owner's hand instead of being played, and then play this card. And then it's also got a permanent that it can't be returned to your hand using your skills. But when you play this card, you get to choose another one of your opponent's battle cards with 5 or less and return it to its owner's hand. So you're getting rid of 2 battle cards for 3 energy. It's good. It's not as good as Vegeta, but it's definitely a good card. Alright, so that's already 4 SRs, so I'm happy with that. So there's these 3. And this guy here. This card is so nice. It's such a good card. You can only have 1 copy in play. It's a 1-drop yellow. When you play this card, you draw a card. And then if your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, you can activate main and it gets plus 15,000 and dual attack. So until the end of your opponent's next, until the start of your next turn, sorry. So it's a 19k dual attack for 1 energy, and then it also stays 19k in rest mode on your opponent's turn, so it's harder to remove. Extremely good. I feel like this is almost a staple in yellow, depending on your deck already. Shuffle the back. Mirage Maker Shanta. This is more skillless support. It's a 2-drop with barrier. You can only have 1 copy in your battle area. Once per turn, you can choose all your red battle cards with 1 or less, with an energy cost of 1, sorry, and switch them to active. So it's skillless support for the 1-drops, but it can also switch things to active, like Saiyan Kaba, Intensifying Power Trunks. It's very strong. Oh, another foil uncommon. Here we go. This box is much better. Frost Chaotic Burst. It's a 4-drop. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and return it to their owner's hand. No one's going to use it. 4-drop Brienne de Chateau, Dazzling Maiden. Choose 1 green card in your hand and place it in a drop area. When one of your opponent's cards attack, negate the attack and then negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So it's a counter on board. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO, choose up to 1 green battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less in your drop area and play it with its skills negated for the turn. So obviously the theme with these is you're playing cards from the drop area if they're removed. Every time I see this guy, I think it's a SR in front. Pretty Black Hole. So we've got another one of those. I already read that to you. It's our first double SR. Don't get me wrong, I'm not unhappy about that. I want playsets of all of them, so anything helps. Another foil uncommon. So what the hell was wrong with that other box? It's a foil common. Master Roshi still got it. How good is that picture? Activate main, choose 1 blue card in your hand and place it in the drop area. Draw 1 card and this card gets 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. It's interesting. 2 cost cycle, I guess, for a 15k. It's probably not worth playing. I don't know. Kunchi, we've already seen that guy. Another Shin. So we now have 5 SRs from this box versus the previous 3, and 4 commons versus 1. So there's big differences in this. Let's make that 5 foils. Zabuto Heroic Stance. It's a 1 cost. Choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. When this card attacks, it gets plus 10,000 power and double strike for the turn. So this is another Self-Awakener for green, but it's the double strike, like Saiyan Kaba is. Excellent card. It's really good to have as tech for green. I'm happy about getting a foil, one of these. Another Zeum. Oh, we haven't even seen our DARs yet. So 3 of these packs have DARs in them, including this one maybe. Another Kato Pesla foil, rare. And here's the first DAR. It is a counterplay, so it's not a warp energy one. If the battle card being played has an energy cost of 5 or less, negate its skills for the turn and play this card. It's 3 cost. And it also has Aegis, blue-yellow, where you can activate Aegis to untap 2 and then draw 2 cards. So you're doing it for free essentially, and if you drop a multicolor card, you're doing it for +1. It's actually a pretty decent card. Oh, there's another Son Goku, Strength of Legends. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SRs versus 3. You're gonna be upset if you buy, you know, go to your local game store, buy a box, and you get one with 3 SRs and 1 foil common. It's pretty crazy. I guess we would have got more rares, but still, who wants that? Alright, another rare. Another dispo, and here is our second DAR. I'll put that here, so this is this box. This is the warp energy for red, yellow. Just another rare. Dispo. That's our 7th SR. Versus 3. So the rumours of there being 1 dud box in each case is definitely true in my opinion. Obviously confirmation bias, but I feel like enough people have said it. Justice Crush, rare, and our last DAR is the Energy Warp red-green. So we've got one for, we've got 4 different ones of those, which is cool. Get rid of these and go to the next box. I'll sort those commons a bit later. That's going to be a lot of fun. I really hate sorting commons. Alright, next box. So this is our 3rd box of 4. Just put these over with their counterparts. I will go through all these SRs and everything at the end of the video, so no, don't worry about that. Alright, box number 3. Please be better than the first one. The second one is much more palatable. Alright, let's see what we got from pack number 1. Oh, straight to a foil common, and that's a good one as well. Freezer double-edged sword. As I said earlier, there's a 7-drop Freezer yellow one that it can evolve into this, and that will be very strong. And a 1-drop Kettle. Here we go, another foil combo. What was wrong with that first box, eh? Energetic Outburst KO. When this card attacks, activate this skill. At the start of your opponent's next main phase, choose up to 1 of your blue energy and switch to active mode. Pretty cool. Topo, Justice Forsaken. Hasty Dispatch Dispo. Grand de Chateau. Venomous Fist Lavender. This is a really good card. It's a 4-drop, blocker, barrier, deflect. So no one's getting rid of this if you want to play it. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's energy and switch them to rest mode, then negate the skill for the duration of the game. So if you get this guy out, he's a blocker, you can keep him there until you really need to rest some energy, bang. Rest 2 energy without paying anything insane. It would be nice if the set 9 yellow treated dangerous card brought out yellow cards. It only brings out 4-drop or less blue Universe 9, which is sad, but you know, what can you do? I guess they thought that would be too broken. Eternal Energy Shift. Boring. Alright, here we go. So this is a great card. Giant Ball. 1-drop counterplay. When the battle card is played, you may choose it and switch it to rest mode, then draw a card. So obviously this is like a Crusher Ball, but it chooses the card once it's being played, so it doesn't get around barrier. It does draw you a card though, so you know, depending on what you're coming up against, it is very useful. Alright, another 7-drop Bergamo. Alright, a foil common again. Uncommon. Ice Lance. It's an activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than their current energy and negate its skills for the turn. I don't know, it's not the best. I mean, be good against, you know, starter Broly or against blockers, things like that. It's not amazing though. Another Jiren. Four-drop Obuni. After Image Slash. This card is very good. It's so valuable. I think this is, I mean, talking about all cards and all sets, this is pretty darn valuable compared to everything. I mean, it's a 4-cost with Deflect. When you play it, you play 3 After Image tokens, which are the best tokens that you could possibly have. They have 15,000 power, 0 combo cost, and 5,000 combo power. And when there's an After Image token in play, this card can't be KO'd. That's a permanent. So that's already value. You're playing 4 cost for 20,000 and 3 15,000 attackers. And then you can activate main. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it's a battle card, at the start of your opponent's next main phase, choose up to one of your blue energy and switch it to active mode. So if it is a battle card, which is obviously more than likely, you get to play this for 3, essentially. Very, very strong. Ultrasonic Exchange. Shin. Here we go. This is one of the chase cards in this box. Rubrian Punishing Passion. So 2 costs, 15k, but you aren't playing it. This is like the draft box ape. So you're bringing this putting this in your drop area by comboing, by skill, whatever. And if you can tap 2 from the drop, send this to your warp. If your leader card is green, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and place them in the drop area. So strong. It's going to make Piccolo Surge really annoying to play against, I'll tell you that. Another Kato Pesla. Good to get those. And this is the Universe 4 DAR. This is actually a really good card. I love this card in Pan. If you played Red Yellow Pan, 2 cost with Offering. So it's in Pan. It's either a 2 cost draw 3, 25k attacker, or a 2 cost 25k critical that you draw 1 off. Very, very good. Ganos, Bird of Prey. Double Strike with Deflect, it's a 5-drop. This card gains minus 15,000 power for the turn when one of your opponent's cards attacks, negate the attack. So you can negate 2 attacks essentially with this. If you Senzu on it, you can negate 3 attacks with this. And then you can do that every turn if you keep it alive. Choose 2 skillless battle cards in your drop area, remove them from the game, switch this card to active mode. So if you're playing this in a skillless deck, you can keep attacking, that's an activate main. That can be a finisher. It's actually a very good card in certain situations. Obviously not generically good, but it is decent. Heart Arrow of Love. This is arguably, the Universe 8 Destroyer and Angel Rare is arguably the best of all of them. I mean, there are some very good ones, but this is a, if your leader card is red and you have red or green battle cards in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it's a 3 cost, 20k critical. That has Alliance. So when you attack and activate Alliance, you can draw 2 cards, choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 20,000 power. So that is probably a critical that's always going to go through unless they negate it. And you're also drawing and negging. That is very strong. I think might be a bit too strong. Only downside to it is it can be counterplayed by most cards because it's a 3 cost and 20k. Here's an uncommon Rosie, Maiden Cunning. And another not even a scratch. Son Goku, Evening the Odds, rare. And another DAR, so we have 2 of these now. This is the blue, yellow, and warp energy. Justice Crush. 4 packs left of this box. Hopefully a couple more SRs, that'll be good. Prum, Reflective Fighter. I feel like this guy is always bad in this game. Anyway, it's a 1-drop. When you combo with this card from your battle area, draw 1 card. It's terrible. I mean, it's okay in draft, but never gonna be played. We have shit like that already, and it sucks. Kunchi. This guy is another one of the chase cards in this set. Koitsukai, Mechanical Courage. This is exceptional in Boo, but good in any deck. When it's in your drop, you tap 1, remove it from the game, then choose 2 cards in your hand and place them choose up to 2 cards in your hand and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, and draw cards equal to the number of cards you placed at the bottom of your deck. So you're cycling your deck. And then for the duration of the turn, your opponent has to drop 2 cards if they play a battle card with 20,000 power or less. So you're essentially discouraging counterplay battle cards or topo. Very good. That's going to be a sideboard in any deck, I reckon. Another Android 18, so that's 3 of 4 for a playset. Ooh, this is another card that I'm really in love with. Dirty Burst. Art is so nice. But it's a 1-cost negate the attack counter. Cool, no worries. But it's also a 2-cost counterplay, and you draw a card, and your opponent can't play battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or more for the turn. So if your opponent is going for the kill turn, you're thinking maybe they're going to play Mirror or something like that, you can counterplay and draw a card, and they can't play anything strong like that. Obviously it's situational, but I love cards that give you options, so that's really cool. And that's the box. Just give me 1 second while I grab the next one, and that'll be our last box for the case. DARs over here, SRs. Haven't got a single Freezer SR, which I really want, which is the Furthering Destruction Champer, but it's critical. It's not looking good for pull rates on these. I mean, they are reprinting them, but I feel like some of these cards are going to be really expensive because there are so many SRs, and you know, I think I've got 1 SR where I've got more than 1 of them. That's it. So it's pretty crazy. Right, let's get into the last box. Just a rare. Here we go. This is another card that I really like. I forget about how many good SRs are in this set. Jiren, Army of 1. It's quadruple strike, dual attack, 9 cost, but you're not playing it for 9. It has an auto. If your opponent has 4 or more energy, at the start of your charge phase, if this card is the only card in your hand, you may play this card from your hand. So you want to keep this card in your hand. In Boo, very easy, because you're never going to have that many cards. You keep this card in your hand, and then at the start of your turn, you can play that card, as long as your opponent has 4 energy. That's a quadruple strike dual attack for free. It's insane. I want those. I want more of those. Here's a foil common, Kai, Righteous Supremacy. When you play this card, if your opponent has 3 or more energy in active mode, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. It's a 1 cost. Kind of forcing them to do any counterplay tactics they were going to use on that. 2-drop Android 17 Rebel Reinforcements. Negate the attack and play this card, then choose up to 1 red battle card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and play it. If you, for some reason, were going to play red-green droids, that would be cool. It'd be a 1 cost, but no, I think it's more for the skillless battle cards. Skillless deck. Another Roshi. Flight of the Grand Eagle is a 1-drop negate. This is amazing. This is the first counter attack that doesn't use energy, or can be played without energy, but also without taking life. So we've obviously got the sparking negates. This is a different kind. It's a counter attack. It doesn't negate the attack. You choose one of your leader cards or battle cards, it gets plus 100,000 power. So it doesn't negate the attack, but it's like close enough unless you're fighting against the mirror with a full warp. But it has a permanent. If your leader card is red, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by choosing 2 of your non-token battle cards and reducing their power by 10,000 for the turn. So if you've got 2 cards, either crappy little cards that you don't want or big cards, it doesn't matter if you neg. You can neg them and play this for free from your hand. Very good. It's nice to see different costs. 5-drop Grand Priest, Herald of Deliverance. It's a 5-drop critical, permanent, only 1 copy of this card can be played in your battle area. It's got to activate main, it's not once per turn. If you have 4 or more energy and you choose 2 non-Great Priest God cards in your battle area and return them to your owner's hand, play this card from your hand. So you can play this guy for 1 energy, it's a 20k crit. Pretty damn good. Vegeta. Ooh, here we go. Android 17 Turning the Tide is a 7-drop Android. Critical deflect. When you play this card, choose all cards in your hand and your opponent's hand and all battle cards in your opponent's drop area and shuffle them into their owner's decks. You can really stuff with people, although 7 cost is a lot. 6 in blue-green androids. I don't see it being played. This is the Warp Energy Universe 10, which I think we already have. Foil common Mona, the confidence booster. It's an auto. It's a 2 cost. When you play this card, you have to burst 2. You choose up to 2 of your skillless battle cards and they get plus 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Attacking with 15Ks, I guess. Energetic Frenzy Kefla. 7-drop. Only 1 copy of this card can be played in your battle area. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each of your blue battle cards. So you can get it down to 3. Or if you're playing it, with the Xeno leader, you can get it down to 0, but it has an activate main once per turn, draw 2 cards, then at the start of your next main phase, choose up to 2 of your blue energy and switch them to active mode. So you're essentially getting this out for 1, if you can swing it, and then it's also, every turn you can do that, so it's very strong if you can keep it on board. Ribrianne, Avatar of Affliction. This is a 5 cost, 30k, but it can be reduced obviously. If your leader card is green and this card is in rest mode, your opponent can only attack this card. So it's a like a deadly defender without barrier. Triple strike. When you play this card from your hand, choose all of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier and KO them. And when this card is removed from your battle area, it has the same skill where it can play a 4-drop from the drop negated. Now this is very strong. This is a crazy card. Killing everything, ignoring barrier is so strong already, but then it's a triple strike and a deadly defender that has a skill when it's KO'd. It's like crazy. Especially because, with that dude on the board, honestly can't remember his name, if it's Jimsy or whoever, it reduces the cost. Hit the Revoker. Stealth Silhouette Gamisaurus. Choose 1 battle card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, place it in your drop area, then shuffle your deck, then choose 1. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, it gets plus 5. 1 of your battle cards, it gets plus 5,000 for the turn. Or choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, it gets minus 5,000. Pretty useful in a skillless deck. Another Vegeta. Oh, I love this dude. This is another really good card in this set. Gonna be a chase card. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Son Goku Concentrated Destruction. It's a mouthful. It's a 3 cost. When you play it, it's got deflect. When you play this card from your hand, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less and KO them. Already strong. But then it's got another skill. You can play 2 red, and if your leader card is red and you place this card from your hand in the drop area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 25,000 power for the turn. So this can replace some of those extra cards from the last set, and it's a really good utility. Maiden Devotee. Universe 2 Assemble. We've already seen that one. Another Viara. We've still got 2 DARs to go, which doesn't bode well for our SR chances. I really hope we get at least one of those freezes. Vuon the Righteous is a 1-drop black card. You can tap 1 and burst 2. This card gets 10,000 power until the start of your next main phase. I guess for pressure, it's probably not that good. Not worth it. This dude. Bogamo, Ferocious Roar. This is a great card in not just the doggies, but in yellow in general. It's a 5 cost, but you're not playing it for 5. You have an auto, pay 2. When one of your opponent's cards is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, play this card from your hand. Apologies for that. It's also got an auto. If your leader card is yellow or a Universe 9 card, when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and or energy, ignoring barrier, and switch them to rest mode. So you're paying 2 for this 20k battle card, as well as tapping 2 of your opponent's cards. It's pretty bloody strong. Another Jiren, Survival of the Fittest. Just noticed we haven't got any of the Gohan counterplay, which I believe is a rare, which I really want, and I think that's going to be a staple. Anyway, it's a rare Ogma Compassionate Supremacy. It's a 3-drop blocker. When an opponent's battle card is KO'd, if a copy of this card isn't played in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. So it's like a surprise attack. It's like the, I think there was like Surprise Entrance Chila or something similar to that. Heles. So this is a obviously warp energy, but it's also got a really good skill. So you tap 2, choose up to 2 green or yellow battle cards in your hand with an energy cost of 2 or less, play them with their skills negated for the turn, then your opponent chooses 1 card to hand and place it in the drop area. Just more ways to discard cards and also get bodies on board. And Elaza. So this is the one I was talking about earlier, the Towering Atrocity. It's a 5 cost, but it has the skill, when this card is placed in the drop area, it has the skill, choose 1 of your black battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less, send it to its owner's warp, then play this card from your drop. So in Boo, you can play the 5-drop Hachiyak for 3 from your drop, attack twice with it, and then place it in the warp and play this guy and attack with a double strike, all for 3 energy. It's very strong. That's 7 SRs. I believe that'll be all the SRs we get. Another Anato. This is the Gohan I was just talking about. Glad we got one. So this, I think, is a definite sideboard card. It's a counter play for 3 energy or a counter attack for 3 energy. Has deflect. You can burst 5 when you play it, and until the start of your next main phase, you only take 1 damage from double strike, triple strike, and quadruple strike. So it shuts down anything other than victory strike, obviously. Pretty cool, pretty strong card. I want more of them. This is the red-blue warp energy. It's got a really cool skill. You can tap 2 to choose up to 1 extra card in your deck with an energy cost of 3 or more, add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. If you're really looking for that catastrophic blow to finish off your opponent, it's a good card. Alright, a foil common. Mechiorp Bobbing and Weaving. This is a counter attack for 2. Negate the attack, play this card, then choose up to one of your blue energy and switch to rest active mode. It's just it's a way of getting a 1-cost body on board and also negating the attack. Not bad. Phantom Fist is a new blue-red extra card. You can play this in any deck really that has red cards, but if you have 4 or more energy, you can activate this card from your hand by placing 1 red card to the drop area instead of playing this card's energy cost. So you can play it for free, or you can use Invoker and play it for 1. But at the start of your opponent's next main phase, choose up to one of your blue energy, switch it to active mode, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards that it gets minus 15,000. So you're either getting a free untap at the end of your turn if you're tapped out and minusing 15, or you're tapping 1 to minus 15 for free because you'll untap. And that is the end of the video, or the end of the opening anyway. I will just go through all the cards we got. Oof, I'm a bit worried about this set now after this. I thought that, you know, not having the reprints would mean it'd be easier to get play sets, but this is pretty insane. I can't say, I don't know if I have many, if any, doubles of SRs. I think there's maybe 1. I'll go through that now. But let's see, I've got obviously Inilaza, Bagamo, Goku, Ribrianne. See if we can fit them all here. Probably not, because there's so many. This dude, Ganos. See how many SRs there are? That can be an issue, could be an issue. Ah yes, I do have 2 Dispos, I remember that, and 2 Gokus, and 2 Pretty Black Holes. So we do have a few doubles. This is not going to work, I don't think, getting all these on here. Gonna have to start doubling up. So your maidens together. Another Pretty Black Hole. Another Goku, and another Dispo. So we got 3 that I have 2 of, the rest are all 1. So it's going to be really difficult. That's from a whole case. It's going to be very difficult to get all those cards. Play sets of them, especially, I mean, I might have to settle for getting play sets of the ones I want to use rather than all of them, which is what I usually try and do. I really probably want this guy and this guy. Didn't get any Frieza 4-drop. There's probably other SRs that I'm not thinking of that I didn't get as well, so very difficult, I'd say. DARs is obviously 3 per box. Just a reminder that we only got, in one of the boxes there were only 3 SRs and 3 DPRs and 1 foil. So it was this guy. That, oh no, not that. It was one of these anyway, and 3 bloody DRs, which is pretty insane. So these are going to be much easier to get playsets of because they're guaranteed and there aren't as many. Yep, that looks similar. This guy. So I only got 9. That's 9 universes out of 12 as well. So I didn't get all of them. Not even one of all of them. But it's obviously easier to pick these up than the SRs. And we got obviously some pre-release cards, which was nice. Or they're actually just tournament cards in this, not pre-release. And a fair amount of foils, except from the first pack, and then a lot of rares. Probably got playsets of some, but not all, I'd say. Especially not this Gohan and these dudes. Only got 1 each of those from a whole case. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I am getting more boxes, so if there's enough interest, I can post some more openings. But we will be doing a live stream draft tournament at some point in the next week or so. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and we'll be back soon with more content. Cheers.